Oh, I think we're live.
Okay, just get set up.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to book club.
I hope everyone is having a fantastic second last day of July.
Yeah, how the heck is it already the end of July?
Unbelievable.
I feel like I have blinked and missed it.
Yeah. Um, well, with me being gone that week, I feel like it just like ate away at July, and then
Well, and also me being on deadline, I keep
yeah,
procrastinating and being like, I have all of July. And then now I'm like, I have none of July.
yeah. Um,
How was everyone's day today? Good weather? Good anything?
while we're waiting for people, does anyone have any good pirate jokes?
Do you have a good pirate joke?
Obviously.
Let's hear it.
How much does it cost for a pirate to get an earring?
I already know this one, so I can't answer. But how much?
A buccaneer.
I feel like that's like such a Canadian joke because we
That's
call a
true.
dollar
That's
we call
true.
a dollar a buck, but I feel like other people might not know that.
Yeah, I guess it. Do you guys call it bucks?
I never thought about that before. I like grew up hearing that joke, but
Yeah.
you got any others?
Um. What's a pirate's favorite letter?
I don't know.
Well, that just ruined the joke. Oh, Samantha said R, and you'd think it'd be R, but it'd be the C.
You're so dumb.
Yeah, that's it. Anyways, those are my two. I have no other pirate jokes.
Yeah, I have nothing. Shall
Um,
we jump right in, or you want to give it a couple
Give it
minutes?
another minute. I think we have a few people trickling in.
Yeah. Still no artwork on your walls.
Still no artwork. I've been debating, and maybe they can help me to solve the debate. Do I go glasses on for like the studious book club look, or just glasses off for the?
Does it help your eyes to have them
No,
on?
no, it would be purely cosmetic.
I thought you were supposed to wear them for looking at your computer.
Yeah, but that's just if like I'm like tired
No,
or
aren't
something.
you?
Well, that's up for debate.
All right. Well,
Let's
I think
jump
we
in.
can jump in. Welcome to book club again. Today we're going to be talking about our July book club book, which was The Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi. And this book was the one that won the poll when we picked books that took place or were kind of had like summer vibes. So, yeah.
It did feel very like Caribbean, so that's
Yeah.
kind of summer
Yeah.
feeling, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think it was like, don't know if I would say it was like summer vibes, but I
Yeah,
can see like with the islands and
yeah.
everything.
It was warm vibes at least.
Yeah. Shall we jump into our initial thoughts?
Yeah,
Do you want to go first this time?
sure.
Okay.
Um, Initial thoughts. I literally had no idea what it was going to be about, other than that it was probably going to have a boat in it, and so um, basically everything was a mystery. I didn't expect it to be um, necessarily like a magic based book, but I did expect there to be like like sea monsters and stuff. But that was about it. That was my reaction.
Yeah. I was aware this book existed for a while because I read her other book, City of Brass, like a long time ago. So I knew this one was like in existence, but it never really appealed to me. So I didn't really ever look into it. So I didn't really know anything about it. Like you, like I figured it was like an adventure story, but and I knew it had like took place in the Middle East, but
Right.
that's kind of all I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any, like I didn't really know anything.
Yeah.
But I guess like there's not really much more to it being adventure
Yeah.
in the Middle East.
Yeah. You were pretty much right.
That's pretty much right. Um, Ratings. If you can tell by our vibe, we're not as enthusiastic today because, spoiler, we didn't really like the book. So I listened to it on audio. Initially, I thought I was going to really like it, and then I just didn't vibe with it. It was not my cup of tea. I didn't really like it. There's a few, like, I thought it was really well written, but it wasn't, yeah, it wasn't for me, I think. So I ended up giving it 2.5 stars. And that's basically just because it was well written and I liked the one twist at the end. But other than that, I was a little bit, I don't know, bored, I think.
I also thought I was really gonna like it in the beginning. I liked I started off liking the vibe of the book, and then I I eventually I felt like I was like listening to a sequel of a book that um, I would have really liked the original. Like I loved all the characters, but I wanted the previous story.
Yeah.
And um, by the end, I was like, I want to care about these characters, but I really am not like connected to them all that much.
Yeah, I think that was my problem too. I didn't feel connected to the characters, and this was kind of a story that I feel like you had to be connected to the characters to
Yeah.
care about the adventure they were on.
And the characters were really fun.
They
Like
were
I
really fun.
really
There's
liked them.
honestly nothing wrong with any of
Yeah.
them. And I had a hard time. Like I was a little bit nervous about sitting down tonight to chat about the book because I can't really put my finger on why it didn't work for me. Because on paper, it's everything that I like.
Right.
And when I first started the audiobook, I really thought I was going to like it
Yeah.
because of the way that it's told in an
Yeah.
audiobook. Like the production of it was really cool.
Right.
But I pretty quickly like lost interest, and if it wasn't a book club book, I think I would have DNF'd it, which is really rare for me. I don't DNF books like ever.
Yeah. I liked kind of like the first time that she kind of like on audiobook it's like she almost like goes back from the mic and it's like yelling to like I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is what
Yeah.
I'm looking for."
Same. I thought that was really cool, and at that point I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna really like this. But I don't know what it was about it that
Yeah.
didn't work for me because, like I said, everything on paper it should have.
Yeah.
Like you've got like this like fun crew, you've got like action, adventure, like traveling, seeing different creatures and places, and
Right.
like trying to like hunt down magical thing. Like everything was right. It just
Yeah.
for whatever reason, maybe I read it at the wrong time. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just like there's nothing like wrong with the book. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah. Oh, and I gave it 2.25. Um, that was my kind of final thought on it, but it's the same thing. I thought it was a well written book. Um, I really think I would have liked the characters if I could have connected with them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Moving on to the group rating. It sounds like everyone in the chat, for the most part, pretty much enjoyed it, which is really good. I'm glad that people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The group rating was 3.54, which is that our lowest?
I think.
The one before it, the lowest.
I can't remember what it was. It's close.
It's close, if not. A lot of people gave it 3 stars,
Yeah.
kind of like a middle of the road book. A couple people really loved it. I think Scott and I were the 2-star people. But like
There's a
overall,
few DNFs that I
there
don't
were,
think they
yeah,
ended up rating it.
yeah, I saw that as well.
And then, yeah, I think people who liked it really liked it, and I can see why. Like it had really good, like almost like Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. And again,
Yeah,
I should like it.
yeah, I got that vibe as well. There was like a good quirky cast of characters.
Right.
But let's just jump into
Yeah.
our discussion and go through some of the comments. Because I do think there's a lot to talk about
Yeah.
with the book.
It had it was long. Like how
Yeah,
many pages was the physical book?
at least over 400.
Yeah. I think you froze on me for a second.
You keep freezing on me.
Okay. No. Yeah, it was a long book, so we got a lot to talk about in that.
Yeah.
So let's start off with kind of the first vibes you get of Amina.
I really liked that, like this comment was saying, like I love that it was like I hate to say it, like older main character.
Yeah.
It's kind of a not nice thing to say, but like she was older than a lot of main characters we get. I really loved that. I loved that choice. I love that she was like middle aged. I love that she had a daughter already. I think it gave us like a different, unique character we haven't gotten in a lot of fantasy books before. So I think I really, really liked that decision.
Yeah. She wasn't 12 falling for a 500-year-old dude.
It's so true.
Yeah.
We've seen that like time and time again,
Right.
where like they're always like 18 or whatever. So like this was nice to read as someone who is middle aged.
Complaining about her knee all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like real.
Yeah. I really liked that. She made like it made her feel like she was a real person.
Um, yeah, and I thought that was interesting, like that she had already had adventures from like
Yeah.
years past.
Yeah.
Um,
It's kind of like what you were saying. I feel like we kind of like jumped into her life. Like she's
yeah,
already had all of this like grand adventure. She's already accomplished so much.
right.
And we're jumping in after the fact.
Yeah,
Which was
exactly.
different.
Yeah,
Like usually we're always getting like the origin story.
right. That's kind of what we talked about. Um,
Yeah, the audio was really good. I don't know how many other people. I think I saw a couple people did the audio. The production of the audio was really well done.
yeah,
I really liked how they did it, and like you said, the times where she kind of like it feels like she's like covering the mic to like
right,
have a conversation with
right.
someone else. I was like really intrigued at that point.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is gonna be
I,
really
w-
good.
I wish that they would have had more of that, I think, to have that dialogue between her and, like, having the book presented as this dialogue between her and the scribe.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see that break a little bit more where they, like, hash out the details or whatever. And she's like, no, make sure you say it like this or whatever.
Yeah.
And they did it a few times, but I feel like it could have been used a little bit more. But
Yeah, there's always that fine balance of like, is it too much? Like, is it overkill to keep doing it?
right,
So I'm sure it was hard to find that balance.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, this is more about the audiobook. So anyone who didn't do audiobook, and if you liked it, I think you would like the audiobook as well. To kind of, I found the voice actress, like, she kind of had like the like tone down of Amina as well. Like,
Yeah,
kind
I
of,
thought she did a really good job with
she
the
was really good
narration.
at like like having that confidence and like sarcasm all mixed in together.
Yeah, and the like other characters' voices. Sometimes it like throws me
Yeah,
when like a female narrator does like a male voice. Like sometimes you're just like,
yeah.
oh, but this one wasn't that bad.
I think it also kind of worked because it was like she was telling the story, so hearing her like jump into the voices, it kind of just fit
Yeah,
for,
it's like she was telling a story.
yeah, it was like Amina doing the voice of,
Yeah,
so I didn't feel like it was like that jarring.
yeah. It kind of felt like we were like sitting around the campfire hearing her story
Right,
or whatever. Like I don't know, it was nice.
right.
It seemed like a lot of people really liked Amina. I think she was a really like interesting, fun character,
Yeah,
different than what we've seen from other characters before.
yeah. Not um she's not
I
like
also think too,
struggling to find her power or whatever, or
yeah, I was gonna say she had like this confidence that you don't always see in, maybe confidence isn't the right word, but in a lot of like fantasy books where the main character is this like 18, 19, 20-year old girl, she has this like naiveness to her that like
right.
she hasn't lived life, and but you can tell like with Amina she's seasoned, like she knows who she is. She's just like, I don't know, I just felt like she was like kind of set in her ways, you
Yeah,
know? She didn't care.
right. Um the opening. So the opening, like the short sequence at the beginning with the foam and everything.
Yeah.
Um, it was an interesting opening. I don't know if it had, like, it didn't really have that much to do with the story. It just was kind of
No,
setting the character up, which
yeah, it
was
was kind of like
interesting.
a random place to jump right in.
Yeah, but I thought I was gonna really like it at that point. I was like, oh,
I did
this is
too.
fun.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, oh, we're just jumping right in there. Like, I love when books do that and
Right,
you don't get the like world building for 500 pages.
right.
It was nice that it was just like immediate action. Oh yeah, like this is kind of what I said earlier. It had everything that I like. So I thought it was going to be like a really highly rated book for me, but
Yeah,
kind of just goes to show it doesn't always matter if it has everything.
yeah. Um,
I will say, with Becca's comment here, I really liked that it was like a Middle Eastern setting. I don't read a lot of books set there, so a lot of the like culture and myths was kind of new to me. I've read like a little bit, so I was a little bit familiar with some of the terminology, but I thought it was like a really fun place for the book to be set in. And I feel like I learned a lot because so much of it was rooted in like real myth and real culture of that area.
yeah. Um, I I I thought it was interesting as well in that regard. Just like I'm not well versed in any of the myths or legends of that area, and so um, it seemed um, or it's interesting to me to kind of have it be Pirates of the Caribbean, but not with the Pirates of the Caribbean lore. It's with
Yeah,
their
yeah,
own lore of that region, which um, is obviously quite different, but it also has some of the same like ideas as well in different forms.
yeah. And that's what I like about book club, kind of like piggybacking off what Amanda's saying. Like, if it wasn't a book club book, I probably would have given up. Same with me. I probably would have given up. In Amanda's case, she was glad that she kept going because she ended up really liking it. It didn't work out for me, but what I like about book club is that we're picking books that I wouldn't always pick myself.
Right.
And so, like, even if I didn't love this book, there's still things that I can, like, take away from it.
Right.
Like, I really liked the setting, and I really liked Amina as a main character.
Right.
And I think it's nice that we have this kind of opportunity
Yeah.
to expand our horizons.
Right. Like the Frozen River, I didn't think I would like at all, and I ended
Yeah.
up really liking it. But
Yeah, exactly.
this one wasn't the same. But I also wouldn't have ever had a chance to read this book and form an opinion on it if I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of you are like very astute with your observations early in the book. I'm just like reading along and I was like, oh no, she got kidnapped. But people are like, well, actually, she was like a 16-year-old girl, so like, she probably just ran away.
Because we've read this story before.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of people in the comments that had like accurate predictions that
Yeah.
ended up coming true, and I'm just like reading for the vibes, like not
Yeah.
really like thinking. And it was really cool to see how people put so much thought into it.
Yeah. Um,
Did you pick up on like right away that the father was
no.
a demon? I
No.
kind of had an inkling. It was kind of like hinted at that he was
Wasn't
something.
even on my radar. I think I there's a comment later, I think from Becca, and we'll get to it, but it's like I kind of forgot that there was like magical elements
Mm,
in the middle, and so
yeah,
I was just like, human daughter is in
yeah,
trouble from human problem, and then they bring it back again, which I did find interesting. It was like a soft magic in
yeah.
the book for the most part, well, until the end,
So
but
yeah,
but the first like 3/4 of the book, it was like more of like a like magic is there, but it's not like that prevalent.
yeah. But it's true. At the beginning of the book, you kind of just think it's this like maybe adventure
Right.
book. You're not necessarily sure there's all this like magical, fantastical things in it.
Right.
But I forget the exact wording, but the way that she kind of started, there was a couple of illusions that something wasn't
Yeah.
quite right with the husband, and I think I kind of
Yeah.
just was like, oh,
Oh, this one.
oh, that's kind of what
No,
I
I
was
was
talking about.
so close.
I did like that. Like Becca says in this comment, it was like a historical fiction, but just like fantasy version. So it was like a nice blend of the two.
um, yeah. So some of you picked up that like she had like feelings that um, she was not human, or not fully human. Um, and then if they did introduce like the demon idea a lot, so
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense that they bridged that gap with the daughter.
I also really liked the like kind of breaks in the story where the scribe would come in and give a little bit of backstory or history. I thought that was kind of a fun little element. I did find my mind wandering a little bit during those scenes. I had a harder time focusing
Yeah.
on that part, but I appreciated that it was there. As someone who isn't familiar with the culture, it was kind of nice to tie it in.
Yeah. It was uh, sometimes nice as well because you had like so much happening
Yeah,
over the book, and then to have these like snippets that have like a quick story in them,
yeah,
then you're like, oh, I I got to the end of something.
yes. They
Um,
did tease the like what happened to Asif for a long time.
yeah, it was like very early in the book where they brought him up the first time, and I was
Yeah.
kind of roped into that for a while, um, which is kind of why I was saying that like I think I really would have liked the previous story because
Yeah, like what
his
happened
story seems really
initially.
interesting as well.
Yeah. I think for me, the way that they kind of like trickled this thing with Asif through the whole book, like we waited a long time to find out what really happened. And then by the time we did find out what happened, I was kind of let down by his storyline because I felt like, and maybe that's just me, I think I maybe built up because it seemed like it was such a big thing. And it just like, I don't know, for me, it kind of was a little bit lackluster. I
Yeah,
was, I don't know if maybe that was just like because I was having a harder time with the book in general that I felt that way, but I think I was expecting more.
zombies are cool.
Movies are cool for sure.
I
I
think
think,
I think for me, I because we didn't know Asif as a character,
yeah, you
other
were like
than that something
here.
bad happened to him. Like
Yeah,
I felt bad for Amina to have that
yeah,
interaction, but it didn't have that like gut wrenching like I can't believe that happened to him for
yeah.
me.
Maybe that's what it was, is that there wasn't that connection there.
Yeah, I agree with Amy's comment that like it did make um, Amina wanting to help um, his daughter like more um, like real, and so
Yeah,
there are like aspects of it that make sense for the story. I just wish that, for me personally, I wish that we would have seen it kind of play out a little, like maybe in one of the or a few of the like backstories that maybe he would be mentioned more or something.
yeah. I really liked the prison break scene. I feel like we got like a taste of who Amina was, like before all of this.
Yeah.
It was
Um,
like cool to see her in action.
right. And
And
I,
also, we were like, right, well, I mean, before this, we were introduced to Dahlia, and I really liked Dahlia.
yeah,
I wish we got more of her. I felt like she was too hidden in the story, but I wanted more.
yeah. I did like the prison break. I was like, okay, now we're getting into
Yeah,
that like Captain Jack Sparrow vibes and
yeah, I was
everything.
really vibing with the beginning of the book, and then it kind of took a turn
Yeah.
for me. But initially, like it was really fun.
Yeah, I need a book about Dahlia as well. Like
I agree. That would be fun.
just all of her shenanigans and antics, and just like all of her poisons and everything.
Yeah, like talk about someone who is just like unapologetically themselves.
Right.
Like,
Well, she was great.
yeah, I liked her. And speaking of other characters, we had Timbu and Kat. I forget the cat's name. Starts with a P.
What was it?
I can't remember it now.
I
They
wanted more cat
they
in
were
it.
cute. I did want more of the cat. I do love like the comment Amanda says. I am a sucker for an animal
Yeah.
sidekick. So, but I wish we got like a little bit more or I wish like the cat was a little bit more like had a moment where it could shine. Like maybe it did something like sneaky or
Yeah.
something.
I loved that it was like not good at catching anything, and like
Yeah,
I just I wanted to see that in action more. Like
yeah,
that odd line where like the cat tries to catch like a mouse on the ship or something and just like
yeah,
misses and like
yeah,
causes a problem or something.
yeah. I agree.
Wanted the cat to magic cat would have been good too.
Yeah. Anything that had more of the cat would have been
Yeah.
good.
Any animal sidekick that isn't utilized to the full extent is a travesty.
Um, I loved this quote in the book. It like really stuck out with me. I had to like go back like 3 times to make sure I got the wording right.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it was like, as soon as I heard it, I was just like, I don't know. It reminded me a lot of um I Did Something Bad by like Taylor Swift. You know the part where she's like, they're burning all the witches, so light me up. You know
Yeah.
that part. It reminded me of this quote a lot, so that's probably why I liked it.
Yeah.
But it was very Taylor coded. But
It is.
it was, even if it wasn't Taylor coded, it was a really good quote.
Right. So I forget the guy's name, but he gives them information and then immediately starts choking on coins.
Oh yeah, that part. That's when it like. I mean, I could be wrong about the timing, but I feel like that's the first time we get like a really like magical thing happening,
Yeah.
right? Or is there something before that?
No, that's like
Like
more
it
or
was
less
like
like,
really in your face that like
yeah.
something isn't.
And she starts kind of freaking out that um like Falco has this magic power.
Yeah, like there's more
And it,
going on. But yeah, it was an interesting scene. I feel like it reminded me of something, but I can't put my finger on it.
yeah, Tammy,
Is
the
there
demon at the beginning was like the magical element, and then it just kind of disappears
Yeah, yeah,
till this moment.
yeah.
Um, it reminded you of something?
Yeah, but I can't put my finger on what it was. I feel like I've seen something like in a movie or a show where that happens. Where they, I don't know. Um, this comment made me laugh so much. I've seen Friends a few times. I do not for the life of me remember this happening.
I vaguely remember it, and I'm still Team Janice. That like Chandler missed out because he should have just been with Janice. She she was awesome.
Why was she awesome?
I don't know, like there's nothing bad about her at all.
Yeah,
But she just like was like
she just loved
a
it.
happy person who loved life and loved Chandler, and he's
Yeah,
like, I hate this.
yeah,
He was the worst.
she was the worst.
Um, he's like,
Oh, now I remember. Sakura reminded me of what happened in the episode. That was hilarious, actually.
um, so we kind of missed the first time when Salima shows up, but and like offers all the money, and then it comes back
As
that
soon as she shows up the first time, like bad vibes.
yeah,
I was like, I don't like this lady.
right. You just know that
Yeah. She was like rude and like, and I felt like she was better than
yeah, and she's
everyone.
like rich, so you know that she has to be a bad person.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
just on principle, when you can pay somebody like 1 million, um,
Entitled. That's
yes,
the word. Yes,
entitled, great
yes.
word.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't like her.
Um, I might have had things out of order for this, but Dahlia was great. All of the other characters that they introduced, I liked them all. Um,
Yeah, we kind of already talked about Dahlia, but I
um,
feel like we can reiterate how the cast of characters was really good.
yeah, it was a fun. They're a fun group, and I do wish I could have seen more of them doing their respective things along the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, I feel like it was kind of a shame to like introduce these like really dynamic characters, but then we got so little of them. You
Yeah.
know, like I wanted more of Dahlia, more of Timbu, like, but I feel
Right.
like it was so. I mean, I know the book is called The Adventures of Amina, but I just like wished we got a little bit more of not just her story.
Yeah. Um, Carrie said, I wasn't surprised at all that Dunya ran away. This is in relation to
Yeah,
Salima, and that makes perfect sense once you kind of get to know her, especially the second time she shows up. You're like, oh yeah, she's the worst.
yeah, yeah. And when she threatens Amina's daughter,
Yeah.
then you're like really like final nail in the coffin.
Um,
That's kind of what we were just talking about
yeah.
with the characters, and like Megan said, like the old group gets back together.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was kind of interesting to have it be that like they have all of this history that like we aren't really privy to other than knowing they have history.
Right. But then, like later in the book, you find out that they weren't even privy to each other's history because they kept keeping things from each other. So
Yeah, exactly.
it was interesting to see that they're all just like kind of always lying to each other in some aspect, keeping like little bits from.
Yeah, I wonder if the author would ever like go back and write like almost a prequel of like
Yeah, I
some of
hope.
their
I think
stories
I would read it if
before.
she wrote a prequel. Like,
Yeah,
and I think it might make this book better for me if I had the prequel.
yeah, I can see that. I think like people are talking about in the chat that um Salima just cared about status. She didn't
Yeah,
actually care about her granddaughter, and I 100% agree.
that's an interesting point. That Amina was supposed to be this great pirate, what she was like so easily tricked by Salima, and
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
yeah.
Um,
Think about it like that, but it's true.
yeah, I
You
can,
think of how many adventures Amina had and how many people she would have run into.
and had to swindle and
You would think you would have the like, I don't know.
but she had been out of the game for a while, so maybe she was.
Yeah, and like Becca saying she was blinded by the guilt. Yeah,
Yeah, also guilted and blackmailed.
yeah, for sure. I liked this too. How much truth there was in fiction. Like you could tell it was like really built on real myth and culture and places.
Yeah,
It kind of added this like element of realness.
yeah. There was a few comments like this that were like, "Oh, this is a real place and a real thing," and um, like a bunch of history in it that
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been aware of.
so same.
And appreciate the people who take time to like look things up.
Yeah, I saw that a couple times in the comments that people had looked up like places and things and all that kind of thing. So I appreciate people that do that.
Yeah, especially taking the time to write the comments about it because
Yeah, like
then I
like
get to.
Becca said, I love that she does it so I don't have
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
Yeah, all of her comments in the fable, I felt like I always like learned something.
Yeah. So husband shows up. What's his
Yep.
name again? I need to see it.
Oh, I can't remember it
Yeah.
either.
Start with
I,
an R.
yeah, I was gonna say I feel like it starts with
Rafka.
uh,
Rash. Rash.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Um, yeah, I kind of figured he was gonna show up. He was
Yeah.
mentioned a
They
lot.
mentioned
Really
him
big.
enough times that I was like, he has to.
Yeah, he
Um,
was interesting.
he was. Yeah. He. I was surprised it took him as long as it did. It was about halfway through the book when he showed up. Would you say, or a little bit less?
I don't remember.
He was a doofus. He was
He
like
was.
kind of all over the place, and like he was an interesting character. He was like not really good, but not really evil, but
Yeah.
kind of evil, but also
He
not.
reminded me a little bit of Loki in that he
Yeah,
was like a trickster, and I mean he was like kind of like a dorky version of Loki. But yeah, he wasn't my favorite character.
yeah.
I but I think like in the beginning you're not really meant to like him. But I don't know, something about him I just didn't really.
Oh, I kind of liked him. I
Yeah.
like I like weird characters, and
Yeah.
so I thought he was like kind of funny and just like all in for like anything. He's like, oh, I want to. Oh, we have to get married. Okay, let's do that. I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with the ritual, but let's do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of on the next comment, I was just talking about how we learned things, which is why you like added the
oh yeah,
definition,
yeah,
which I
um,
appreciate that
yeah.
you added.
I had to look up when I read that comment. I was like, oh, let's see what a I think it's Faustian deal is, and
I'd never heard that term
no,
before.
I hadn't heard it either, but it
But
that's what I was thinking it was
this is
gonna
why we
happen.
like book club, because we learn things from other people.
Yeah, so I don't have to look it up.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a good term. I have to remember it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I figured there was gonna be some like loophole in the marriage papers or something. Um, was there one? I can't remember what.
I don't think so. Like at one point they kind of alluded to like that it wouldn't matter if they got divorced because they're like tied together in another way. So she didn't want to get divorced because she didn't want him to figure out why they were tied together,
Right, right.
is the way I understood it.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. That's how it played out later on. But I did think there was going to be some sort of weird contract that she signed or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot about that part. They could
imagine
just
if
say,
that was real.
yeah,
Like if that was how it actually worked today.
it's like the ruby slippers, but for ending marriages.
Yeah. Or like what's the woman in the mirror and you say her name 3 times? Then she
Um,
shows up.
Bloody Mary.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like that, but divorce. You
yeah,
can like be in a fight with your spouse and
yeah.
like say it
Run
twice.
into the bathroom and turn the lights off and say divorce 3 times. Then it's done.
Just like threaten it. Oh yeah, Beetlejuice is another good example. That's kind of what we were just talking about.
Back to the divorce thing. I just imagine like you're in a fight and you're like,
That's what I was just saying. If
di-
you're in a fight and you say
you're
it,
like divorce, divorce. Don't make me say it again. Anyways, moving on.
did you think that they would get back together?
um, yeah, I kind of felt like they had this like weird like they hate each other but kind of like each other.
Yeah. I wasn't sure where it would go. I was hoping not.
Um, yeah, because you didn't like him at all, right?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I I kind of like wanted them to just because like there's so much drama whenever they had a scene together that it like made it interesting to me.
Yeah, I feel like they're one of those relationships that I think if like there's future books, I think it'll be like a will they, won't they all the time. You know,
Yeah,
I think it'll keep doing that.
yeah,
I think this, I think I could have written this comment myself. Um, I won't like, I'm not going to keep
yeah,
bringing back up that it wasn't my cup of tea, but I think it's nice to include that um, it happened to other people as well, where it just wasn't really for them.
yeah.
I kind of goes back to like how the first part of the book I was like kind of getting more into it, and then it just kind of
Yeah,
fell off for
it was
me, and I
about
thought,
this point where I thought it was gonna like start like picking up, and then I kind of like hit a wall where I was like, I can't get into this. But
yeah,
um, yeah, but not to ha- hash on it too much. So
yeah, we don't have to stay on it. I feel like I've said my piece.
um, so the whole team kind of comes together with like everyone who kind of likes each other and hates each other, and it's all dramatic. So that's just more of the like they keep adding quirky characters as you go,
Hmm.
um, especially when they add the husband
Yeah,
demon to
yeah,
the mix. Um, and
yeah.
so it was,
Carrie's comment is right. They got the band back together.
yeah,
Really, once they add the husband back in, because he was a part of the original. I
right,
mean, not original, but he was on the crew with them for
yeah.
a while. So like, they kind of knew how each other worked.
Um, and then you kind of start to see the first um, indication of like what Falco is like,
Yeah,
and he's not great.
not great. No,
Just
bad dude.
yeah. Um,
Kind of messed up.
he yeah, that whole island was just not
It
not
was
a
a lot.
place I would want to go.
No, it was a lot.
Then they like poison her and try and put her in a pit of scorpions. So like again, just just not great all around.
Yeah, I think like so. Becca's saying this is where she started to have a hard time. He's super messed up. It's where I started to have a hard time too, but and it's kind of strange because it's for me it's where the action like really starts ramping up. I would say like you really
Yeah,
get an introduction into like what they're up against.
yeah,
But it was kind of at that point where I just like I don't know, something about it I just like wasn't into it. Like I lost interest and didn't really care. Like but it was right around the island time. I don't know what it was, but
yeah. I uh, I thought like I thought I was picking up at this point a little bit, and then right after this, I was when it died off for me.
yeah. Speaking of earlier, we were talking about how people like were great about making predictions and stuff. Like I didn't even this
Yeah.
wasn't even on my radar.
No. So,
So like
sometimes people make a comment, and I'm like, that was in there.
yeah.
Sudden shift from
I was
slight
laughing
fantasy to
at
in your face.
I was laughing at Carrie's comment, mad comment. True.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the comment. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. Wasn't wasn't on my radar.
So then we
But I
find
think
out that they all made deals with him, and
yeah, that was interesting.
that was a twist
Yeah.
because she thought it was feeling guilt that she made the deal, and then they're like,
And then
I
yeah.
made the deal, and then no,
Yeah.
it was me that made the deal.
I think it was kind of nice for Amina to realize like it wasn't all
Yeah,
on her.
she didn't get as tricked,
It
like, or
never, it
solo
never,
tricked.
it never was all on her, but she put that on herself.
Right. More predictions that I actually, this one I kind of was like, oh, maybe he'll go save her.
I knew that he would show back up again, but I think at this point I'd kind of like checked out a little bit, and so I maybe wasn't trying as hard to think
Yeah.
about what would happen.
I put all of these together. The scorpion happened earlier, but that it's kind of there's a lot of comments where people were like, "What is what is happening?" And
Yeah, a
they're
lot of people thought
not
things
sure if
were
things were
like
hallucination or real.
dreams. Yeah,
Um, and that is where I started to like be like felt like I was having like a fever dream with this book, um, and just trying to be like, wait, what? Where are we now?
yeah,
Especially when the birds show up, the
yeah. We'll
Perry.
get, we'll get to that.
um, so then we find out about the what was it called, the moon of Saba.
Yeah, the
And we just
origins. That was like messed up.
yeah, we just find out that it's like a creepy god who got captured because he was being
Reject.
the worst,
Yeah,
which
classic.
men in every book just causing so many problems.
So many problems. It was interesting to learn a little bit more of the backstory of that, though.
Yeah. Um,
I feel like at this point, when she goes to the like really weird island that everyone thought was a hallucination, I feel like this is when these comments were that people started to like kind of change their opinion of her husband a little bit.
yeah.
And like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious, like, what I know people have said, like, he's kind of just like goofy and like he was what he was, but I I'm kind of curious what it was about him at that point that shifted your opinion.
I think that it was kind of like his like whole vibe of um I am glad I didn't kill you because you're super interesting to me. And like he
Yeah, it was just so self-serving though. Like I wish that, like I wanted him to have a soft spot for her because he like
yeah,
liked her, not because he was this like selfish
right.
only cared. I know he was like a demon, whatever, but I just wanted it to be different than
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. Oh, I from what I know about you, I I know why
Yeah,
you didn't like him.
yeah,
But he was unapologetically himself,
he was. Yeah,
um, at all times, which good or bad, he was that. But
yeah,
I was glad they didn't end up together at the end of the book.
I was
Um,
too.
but I did like him as a character. I didn't like him as a like spouse for her,
Yeah,
but I did like him as a character.
yeah. All right, it's your favorite part of the book.
Okay, this part I was just like in my head canon they were like squawking while they said things. Like
Did you think of Moira Rose
yeah,
in
yeah,
the Crowing when she's doing her speech?
exactly. Yeah, that more or less. I was trying to figure out what voice I was hearing, but that is exactly the voice I was hearing was Moira Rose, but she's like the queen of balance between realms.
Yeah. Um, I I didn't like the Perry part of the book. I didn't. It. I don't know. I think it was a little bit too out there for me. Like it was. I don't read a lot of like straight fantasy. So like I'm like lesser fantasy. So this was just a little. I think it was just too much for me. It went a little bit off the deep end.
I think I was just like it was like a lot of jarring events happening in a
Yeah.
row, and I
Yeah.
was having trouble keeping up with
Yeah.
like which island we were on and which demon or god we were talking to.
Yeah.
Um, at this point, but I I I always liked how Amina was in the book, regardless of the events that were happening around her and how much I liked those.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
It's kind of the same, um, where it just it did start getting weirder and weirder as the book went on.
Yeah.
Um, one
It
of
seems like a lot of people thought that the
yeah,
birds were like a hallucination, or even the whole island part. Like I, there was a lot of comments about that.
yeah. Um, I think one of my like how I like to see a story progress is that like it opens up um, like parentheses where if you have at the beginning of the story it opens up and you're like we need to get the moon of Saba and then it ends with the moon of Saba being important, but I
Yeah.
felt like this story was just like chunks along the
Yeah.
way and they
Yeah.
didn't close the previous loop all the time to
Yeah.
make it like make sense to my brain, and
Yeah.
that's just how my brain kind of took it in.
I can see that. It wasn't
Right.
as near.
Yeah, like I would have liked them to see them like open the Moon of Saba um, kind of chapter of the book at the beginning to have it close out the story near the end
Yeah.
because I didn't really even know it existed until
Yeah.
later in the book. But
That's
I like when something is like alluded to in the beginning and
yeah.
then comes full circle when it needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah, another intro to the other three intros. Exactly.
um. Yeah. I agree.
Um,
I was kind of like the comment that's here, like get to the fight already. Like it was like building and building and building, and I was at this point just like, okay, like give me the final battle. I need to see how this wraps up.
right. Yeah, I was about um, 40 minutes left in listening to it, and I was like, come on. And then at like 15 minutes left, I'm like, where's this fight? Like, come on, let's get to it.
Yeah.
Um, so I put Becca's comments beside each other. I think she was typing in real time at that point. um, the that's when she goes back and kind of has the fake vision, like the not how the events unfolded, but kind of how they unfolded.
Yeah, you find out about Asif finally here.
And then he's a zombie, which
Yeah.
I do love a good zombie storyline.
I do as well, but it kind of just like came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
It just felt really random. And I think like you said earlier, we didn't really get that connection to Asif.
yeah,
And so finding out the reveal that he was like a zombie, it just didn't mean anything to me. And I just like,
right.
I don't.
Yeah, I felt bad for Amina in the moment, but
Yeah,
it
for
would have
sure.
been
I felt bad for her pain that she was reliving
right.
this moment, but I just like, I don't know.
He was just nomming on people. It was like a lot too. I think it was like they said it was like 7 or 8 people or something.
I must have missed that. That's crazy.
I think maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they said it was like more.
Yeah.
He was hungry, I guess. So
We kind of already like talked about this and
yeah,
just like her blame for herself, and
yeah. Just a
she didn't
series
need to
of
put that
unfortunate
on her.
events leading to it, though.
Yeah. What did you think of the fight scene?
Um, I didn't. Oh, I cut off that one comment um, on the side just a little bit. Um, I didn't think it was amazing. I didn't think it was that bad. It just kind of was what it was.
Yeah.
Um, I agree with Becca that I just liked that she just like kills him, and like it wasn't like him trying to explain his motive or whatever.
Yeah.
Just dead.
Yeah. That was nice. I think at this point I was already too checked out,
Yeah,
so it just like didn't have that much of an impact on me. There was also a lot going on
yeah,
like,
yeah.
in a very short amount of pages.
It was convenient she got super strength from the weird island, but
It
I
was
just went with
convenient.
it.
I was a little bit confused. I might have kind of missed it a little bit. Like, how did she get
She made a
her?
deal with Perry so that they wouldn't kill her, and then she was gonna recover the artifacts, and they like gave her powers to help do that. Is that right? Am I
I thought
recalling it
she was.
properly,
I thought she was already
or am I?
changed before she talked to the fairy.
Which weird island did she get the?
Because I thought she didn't. Isn't it that she like could hurt her husband or something?
Oh yeah,
So it was before the fairy. It just seemed really like random. That just like you know. I don't know.
oh from
Was it
drinking
some
the tree.
random tree? I don't know. I just felt like it was too random for me. There wasn't enough of a reason for that happening. It was just like
Right, it was the
now
weird
she
tree on the island. Yeah,
now she's more powerful. Like
yeah. It was kind of random for me.
yeah.
I think I made up that the
I
Perry
think
gave her the power then.
someone said a comment earlier that it was just like there was a lot of things that happened that we just had to like accept it.
Yeah,
Like but there wasn't really a lot of like reason or anything explained. It was just like this is the way it is. And I don't love books like
no.
that. I need like logic.
I don't like convenience and I don't like just accepting things that don't necessarily make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh no, hit something. Um, and then she gets rid of him again,
Yeah,
which love it because he
love
was the
it.
worst.
Yeah.
Um, I think, well, actually, we can get to that in a bit. Yeah, so your husband gets rid of. Um, Now, talking about this comment, but because you said there's going to be a sequel, right?
Yeah, there's one that comes out in April.
April.
And I think there might be a third one eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I think she's contracted for three
right.
books. I don't know if I'm making that up, but on Goodreads it shows three. So I appreciated that it was like all wrapped up, but
Yeah,
there was like room for her
it's
to
a
keep going.
standalone story, but it had room for a
Yeah.
sequel, but you also could have accepted it to say,
Yes.
like, she just goes off on this
Yeah.
adventure to get the rest of the pieces.
Yes, I liked that too.
Yeah, I don't like stories that are like too cliffhangery.
No, because then you'll read a book that has a cliffhanger and find out that the sequel isn't even out yet and has no release date or title or anything about it, and you're just like, what am I to do now? You can't tell it just happened to me and I'm not over it.
I've only had to listen to that for a few days.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of Megan's comment, I did not see that coming at all.
Yeah, I found out when the book ended.
But this was what bumped up my very low rating that much, like a little bit higher. That was like
Yeah.
my favorite part of the book was that happening. I really liked the twist. I thought it was really cool. I liked how the conversation was handled in the book. I thought it was like, I really liked that.
Yeah.
So.
I thought it was um, really good um, ending based on how the rest of the story was handled as well.
Yeah, it was a fun twist that like it's super significant, but it's also kind of like minor. Like it doesn't like super impact your overall like story, right? Like,
But it also does because
but
you're
it
like,
also does. But it was just like I don't know. It was
right,
kind of just
like
like
it makes sense when you get to it,
yeah,
but like it didn't. Um, like I just really liked how they handled it through the book, and then it
yeah,
like concludes with that.
yeah.
Kind of
I
like I
agree.
said, that's
It brought it
that
closer.
parentheses
Yes,
at the beginning and end, and it starts with Jamal and ends, and
yeah,
you kind of see that story
yes,
encapsulate the whole rest of the story, so that
yeah,
loop is closed.
yeah. I
And I
agree.
think that's a really good finish.
Yeah. We kind of just talked about this, like that there's room for more books, but it
Yeah,
wasn't like a cliffhanger. But it sounds like, for the most part, everyone kind of enjoyed the ending of the
yeah.
book, which is nice.
The
Do you have any more thoughts to add on the ending?
um, do you think you would read another one if it came out? No.
No, it wasn't for me.
I I feel like I want to know what happens, so I might, or I might look up what happens.
Yeah. I guess, like, yeah, anyone in the chat, I know a couple of you answered already. When the next book comes out, do you plan on reading it? It's like most people are, which is good. It's always a good sign.
Normally, I'm into like really weird. Like, I
Yeah,
love
I
when.
know. As I like, I've said this so many times, but like, honestly, like, it had everything I normally would like. It just, like, I normally don't care if it's a little bit weird or out there, but for whatever reason,
I
it
should
just,
get our water checked or something, just to make sure nothing weird is going on.
that has to do
That
with
our
the,
brains are messed up. I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes books just don't work for you, and
Maybe it
that's okay.
wasn't a July book. Maybe it was more of a like September book.
I don't know. It just, I mean, part of it could just be like I'm on deadline and
Yeah.
like a little bit more stressed than normal and couldn't enjoy it to its full. Like sometimes you just read the
Yeah.
book at the wrong time and it doesn't work for you.
I think part of it was I tried to listen on the airport or in the airplane too, and me and airplanes
Yeah.
don't vibe well. So maybe I had too much of it tied to.
Yeah. And I was trying to read it while I was like working on the planner. So like I just, yeah, I wasn't in the right, maybe I wasn't in the right headspace,
Yeah.
but it just unfortunate, but it is what it is. Sometimes that happens.
Yep.
Moving on, let's talk about what challenges this book could be used for. If anyone has any suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll go through the ones that I found, but I'm sure I missed some. For the A to Z challenge, obviously it could be A, if you don't mind that it starts with the. The Fully Booked, it's a book over 400 pages. It's a genre hybrid, in my opinion, because I think it's a historical fiction fantasy book, so that would be a good one for that one. A book with a BIPOC protagonist, if you haven't done that one. A book with chapter titles. I say that like asterisks because only some of the chapters had titles. Like the middle break spots where you got like the history, those had titles, I think. Read Through the Ages, you could put it was before 1869 if you haven't done that one, because it was kind of takes place in the 12th century. And then for the Around the World, you could put for Middle East if you haven't. Those are the ones that I found. If you have any others, let me know. Lastly, we have a little bit of housekeeping to get to, and we could talk about what the next book is. So, the next book, our August book, is Magic Hour by Kristen Hanna, and our next meeting is going to be August 27th. So the August book was books that we all in the chat put together, and then I did a draw with my little hat. I actually still have some of the little papers in my hat. And I pulled out 4, and then you guys voted on them on Fable. And my book, my suggestion won, which is crazy because that never happens. And it wasn't even just that it was the book I wanted to win, it was the book I put in. And I was tempted to when I first drew it out, I was kind of tempted to not include it because I felt weird about it being the book that I put in, but Scott assured me that it was fine.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm really excited for it because I got the book at a local book fair market thing that we had going on, and I always love Kristen Hanna's books. So but I haven't read any of her backlist, so I'm personally very excited for it. But before we get to that, a couple things I want to discuss. So we kind of noticed on Fable in regards to the polls, there's been a little bit of discourse about people not really enjoying
Voting.
the poll option or voting, or I don't know if people are getting frustrated that sometimes the books that they want don't win. So this is more just me putting it out there. If you don't want there to be a poll, if you want Scott and I to just pick a book and that's it, we can do that. I just don't want anyone to be unhappy with the theme. And the reason we do the poll and Fable is because some people participate on Fable but don't participate here on YouTube, and I still want them to have a say in what they're doing. So I just want to throw that out there. And then the other thing, and this is important, is for our September pick, we have a couple of options. We could pick a genre together as a group, and then pick 4, if you guys feel there's a genre that we haven't really touched on much, or you want to read something of this particular genre, we can pick 4 books in that genre. Or we can pick a prompt from a challenge that we're kind of all struggling to get, and then I'll try and find some books that fit that prompt, and you guys can vote on that one. So let me know which one you prefer. And I do want to just very quickly, to Tammy's comment, feel there's a lot of fantasy picks. There's actually not that many fantasy picks. It's just fantasy always wins if I put it in. But we've had in the options, I've had 2 historical fictions or 3 romance, but
Fantasy always wins.
I always try and vary what is available in the polls because I want everyone to have something, and it just I don't know, I guess that's the one that wins. But um, okay, so we've got genre or prompt. Maybe the genre. Yeah, like Megan said, we've only had like 3 fantasy books this year, and out of 7 months, I don't think that's that bad. But we have had the majority of fantasy,
Yeah.
so I will give you that. But we do try to put lots of options in the polls. It just, yeah.
So, genre option, genre.
We also could do like genre September and like a prompt another month.
Yeah.
So, like we can pick it up. I was thinking for October that we would do thrillers or mysteries. So that will
Yeah.
be genre. So maybe September we can do a prompt. Are we thinking? Because I feel like
Or we
so
could do a different genre on, like, we could know we're
yeah,
gonna do thriller, but we could pick a genre for
yeah,
September as a different
yeah.
one.
I was thinking
Any ideas for
yeah, if there is a prompt, I guess
or
that's
sorry, if there is a prompt, yeah.
like, is there one prompt that you're like really struggling with that multiple people are struggling with that we could kind of go with? Like, what do you think the hardest prompt is? And then we can go from there. Because I feel like that would be kind of a fun way to tie it in. And then we can do genres some of the other months as well, just to try and keep things a little bit different. The one I'm struggling with the most is the book written 25 years ago. One, I think that one is one of the hardest one, or I think one with a flower in the title. I think that one as well. What we can do also is maybe you can think about it, and if you're in our Facebook group chat, we'll maybe put something in there for
Or
people
if
to
you
like.
aren't, you can throw something into the Fable, like,
Yeah,
main club chat.
yeah. But
What genre haven't we hit yet?
we haven't done a nonfiction
Okay.
yet. We have done historical fiction, we've done fantasy, we've done romance. Have we done a mystery? No.
Well, the God of the Woods was sort of a
Oh
mystery.
yeah, you're right. We've done a mystery.
Sci-fi. We
Um,
need.
yeah. I'm gonna say now I I don't think horror is something I could read. Like it's like I won't touch
Megan
it.
can only handle like a middle of the road thriller.
Yeah, thriller I am okay with. I can't do the horror. I just can't do it. So yeah, we haven't done a sci-fi, so we could do that. But it seems like people like the 25 years ago prompt, so that could be a fun one.
Yeah.
And it's a book that we probably don't have to worry about because it's not like a new release or anything.
Yeah.
So let's do the 25 years ago this time, and then we'll do mystery thriller in October, and then maybe we'll do a different genre in November that we maybe haven't done
November seems like a sci-fi month to me because
yet. Okay.
it's not Christmas and it's not
Yeah.
Halloween.
So that being said, if you have any suggestions of books that were written 25 years ago, send them my way, and I will also do my own research, and then I'll probably have the poll up sometime mid-August, like normal. So yeah, I think that's everything. That's all the housekeeping things. Thank you for your input. I really appreciate it. I will keep doing the polls. It sounds like all of you want me to keep doing that, so I will. Thank you for letting me know. I'm an overthinker, so I just need to double check.
What's our next book called again?
Magic Hour by Kristen Hanna.
Right.
So yes. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us
Thank
and
you.
discussing this book. I actually really appreciated hearing all your insight on the book. So thank you for having all of your thoughts and opinions on it.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me that how many opinions can be on the same book. And
Yeah, I like getting the different opinions. I
yeah,
think it's nice.
I also think that talking through it um, with the chat makes me appreciate the book more, even if I didn't like, I didn't vibe with it, but
Yeah,
um, I'm like, oh, maybe I was treating it too harshly.
yeah.
So, anyways,
Anyways,
thank you for your input.
yes, Fable will be switching over on Friday, August 1st, whatever day that is.
Yep.
And I'm really excited for the next book. So, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.